Joy, coming off of a tough week for the Pirates, probably as tough a week as any team could have with the 3 schools you had to play last week. Give us your recap of the 3 games against Whitman, George Fox, and Linfield.
Well, starting with Whitman on Tuesday, I thought we played well in large stretches, especially on the defensive end. But what it really came down to was, a couple factors. We didn't rebound very well, especially down the stretch, and we didn't take care of the ball. And lastly, we didn't make our free throws. It ended up being a 5-point game, and we missed 12 free throws. And if we do those 3 things better, I think the outcome could have potentially been different, or different down the stretch for sure. We were in that game the entire time. We had a little bit of a lead early on, but I think knowing that we were so close gave us a lot of confidence. Going into George Fox, a totally different team than Whitman. They pressed for 40 minutes. They got out and run, and we didn't struggle with their press, but we struggled with their press after the first couple minutes, and we just had a tough time scoring. So the first half wasn't great. We couldn't get any stops either, and same thing rebounding and taking care of the basketball. In the second half, we played much better. We actually won the second half. The kids stayed after it, and a huge learning experience, and knowing how George Fox plays. It's one thing to see him on film, but it's another to experience it firsthand. And they're ranked in the top 25 for a reason. And then Linfield, it was just for us it was a must-win game, and we just couldn't get it done on the defensive end. That's what it really boiled down to for us. Again, we struggled from the free throw line. We were 10 of 15. We fouled quite a bit. We knew going into last week that it was going to be a very, very tough week, and we had to lock in and focus, and try, especially on the road, try to get a win on the road. And we just we were right there, but we just couldn't get it done. We had multiple contributions from multiple people, and Linfield, they've got the top 2 scorers in the conference, and those 2 kids really, really hurt us in the post. And we obviously we have to move forward, and we have to learn a ton of lessons from last week, just because this week is crucial for us, moving forward in the standings, trying to secure a top 4 spot.
Talk more about that. You've had a couple days of practice now following last week. How much of that is just a way to clear the palate from last week's games and kind of reset, and how much of that is already prepping for what's coming up this coming weekend?
It's got to be a mix of both. It's been a mix of both. We definitely have to focus on boxing out and pursuing the rebound much better than we have been on the season, where we're about -3 or 4 on the boards, and so that is a huge area of growth that needs to happen for us really quickly. And defense, we play a lot of defense in practice. There's been a huge focus this year on that, and just having the team lock in and play defense, because we know we can. We've done it before, where we've played large portions of games where we're getting stops, and we're holding opponents to 10 points and 7 points we have in quarters, and just being able to do that more often. But in the same token, knowing what's coming ahead, like we have to start preparing a little bit for that, especially today and tomorrow.
So coming up this weekend, as you alluded to, an important weekend against Puget Sound and Pacific Lutheran, 2 teams directly in front of us in the standings.
Yeah.
What do we expect to face against those 2 teams?
Puget Sound, they're very well coached, and those kids play extremely hard. I think for us, it's not to not focus on them, but we have to be able to focus on the things that we do well. And against Puget Sound, we're going to have to push tempo. They don't necessarily get out and run as much as we do. And so just being able to kind of put them on their heels defensively. Against PLU, they do like to get out and run. They run a little bit of dribble drive as well. So just being able to defend for us and complete an entire defensive possession by securing a rebound after the first shot, or getting a 30-second shot clock violation, where we've gotten close in a couple games where we're playing 27 seconds of really, really good defense, and then the last 3 seconds, we're not all the way there for that last 3 or 4 seconds. Just being able to defend and transition against both teams, and sometimes we do struggle a little bit within our transition defense, but I know this week will be a lot better in that area defensively, and then offensively, just being able to execute a little bit better, and being a little bit more patient, and trying to have that balanced scoring against both those teams that are directly in front of us, and staying in the hunt essentially for a top 4 spot to be able to make conference playoffs.